I don't know if it's the best 3D, but
most showcasey.
It's the coolest game.
Yeah,
it's the coolest thing after E3
it's
as well. I didn't even know what it was. Remember, I talked about it. I was like, there was this weird demo that I played in the Nintendo booth where it took pictures of people's faces and put them in the game. I didn't even know what it was called, but that was like the one thing that stuck out for me from the show. I was like, it showed what the 3DS can do or what it's capable of.
But now the question kind of goes back to, like, when we were talking about the top 10 system sellers, Bloodverse, there's been some ire over, what was it?
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports, and...
Which I'm like, are you living in a cave to not know how many people bought a Wii for Wii Sports?
Because it's a pack-in.
That's why most
right?
people bought the Wii is for Wii Sports.
And
it doesn't
let's
matter
not
if it's a pack.
Let's not forget Tetris is a pack-in too.
Right.
And now there's this kind of question, like a lot of,
a system seller is a game that people buy the system to play. That's all there is to it.
But to kind of relate it back to the 3DS, I've bought no software. I know, Damiani, you didn't buy anything.
I haven't bought any actual games.
You bought a game, Daniel?
Yeah, I bought Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars.
But we're spoiled. We have the whole library sitting here. We have access to it for free. But I do think that, it goes back to what you say. Content is king
here.
I think even with hardware as cool as the 3DS, we still forgot about the fact that hardware is kind of pointless unless you have software to play on it. Yeah. And while I think maybe Nintendo did flood the channels with more units than we expected, I think if they had a really good game out of the gate, we would have seen a sellout.
But my question, I guess, is at this point, is AR games and face raiders kind of the killer
I think that would be it's kind of the system seller. It's on your system already. It's easy. They have an option in face raiders. It's like, show this to friends, or like, this is the quickest way to show this game off to friends. And yes, you're like, if you show people that, I showed it.
Yeah,
I showed it to my wife.
Apps.
It's not marketed as much as Wii Sports was.
Well, the 3D is a killer app.
Exactly.
The tech itself is a killer app. You just need some way to show that off.
But going back to that, like, let's look at the N64 launch in the US. Pilot Wings, Mario 64. That is a better... That didn't hit launch.
Wave Race 64. Oh, no, I'm thinking of GameCube. Blue Storm was the wrong one, yeah.
I would say those two games, that was a tiny, tiny launch, right? That's a stronger launch.
As tiny as it gets.
That's a stronger launch than 3DS, though.
It's quality.
Had one of the best games ever released at that point.
But it was also a great technological showpiece for, that 3D there and the interactivity
and you could stretch his
analog
face.
stick.
That's
right?
Well, if they had a Mario game for the 3DS at launch, I guarantee the system would have sold out. Guarantee it.
I agree. That's what I feel, is that they didn't have the recognizable IP at launch. Even if it was just and Nintendo DS had the remake of Super Mario 64 DS on there.
Right.
Was it still selling?
Yeah,
well.
It sold well. They just didn't put like a killer app out that you had to buy that was going to get people in line. When I was waiting in the line, everyone was asking, when does Zelda come out? They were like, isn't Ocarina of Time supposed to be out?
When is this game I played 10 times already?
That's all they were asking about was Zelda and apparently the Resident Evil game. Like, when does the Resident Evil game come out? And no one there was really that interested in the games. Like, I just want the system. I want to see the 3D movies and the photos. They want to fiddle around with the technology. They're like the game. Like, I guess I'll